Hi, hello, welcome to the ConnecTree Podcast. Today we have an exclusive girls only episode, and here we have some new faces today. One of them being me, I'm Hiba. We have Naimata, we have Pida, who you've probably seen before on every podcast episode. So, welcome you all. Stay tuned, we have some really interesting stuff coming up. So, let's get started. I have some very basic questions in the beginning, okay? So let me ask, should I target questions or I'll just be very general, okay? Um, what do dreams mean to you? Like how important is it for you to have a dream?
Okay, can I go first?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
See, for a long time, I was someone who never used to dream. I didn't dare to dream because nobody talked to me about the dreams or the dream. All I can say is that I saw some random stuffs in while I'm sleeping. So that's what dreams looks like to me. So it took a lot of time. I mean, it really took a lot of years to know that what is that actual meaning of dream and how to work for it. So for dreamers, I think it is very important for everybody. We should dream from a very young age, and just work for it. And then, once we finally get that dream and we knew that yes, we had that life, what we dreamt of. And for me, I literally started dreaming like few years back. So that's what dreams looks to me now, and I know how beautiful it is to see a dream. And slowly working for it is beautiful. So I think dream is very important for everybody.
Same. I think along the same side itself because it gives us a purpose. It's a very emotional thing for me. Okay, dreams. Maybe because I have this all small dreams. So it's very you can connect it the best with the word emotional, most probably.
Not just
So
one
it
thing, it's
gives
many emotions and connected.
yeah, or like either it'll end up in happiness or it might end up in some kind of satisfaction. So it's always emotions. So
I
that is how I see dreams. But yeah, it's because it's all small. If it was very huge, probably it will be a thing to achieve or a thing to go into. So I've just kind of decoded it into small stuff so that it's small emotions to work out. What about you?
I'm someone who daydreams a lot. Then my daydreams are very realistic. Like, oh, this is not practical. No, no, let's not do this. But yeah, so I have a very clear cut vision of what I want. So that makes it a little easier for me to navigate through life. Otherwise, I'm a very confused person. So the dreams actually give me clarity on what I have to focus on and what I have to look forward to. So that's why it's important to me. Otherwise, I'll just deviate and I'll just get really confused along the way.
I was about to like as it's a girls only podcast and we're talking about dreams right now. As in, how has dreams actually evolved, or how has it felt to you being a girl when you see, especially the boys or the male or the other gender who is around you? They have been also dreaming along with you. So, how have you felt about your dreams as a girl?
Honest, most of my childhood, I grew up wishing I was a boy. Like, they can do anything. I wish I was a boy. I should have been a boy. As I grew up, I realized, okay, there's no point. There's no point in wishing that. So, like, try to take things into your own hands. But the problem, a lot of times, for most of us, is permission, safety. These kind of concerns come up, and that kind of has been a big restriction, especially for me. And I think for most, all of us can relate to that, especially like early teens and all. There's no chance of you asking for certain things because they'll be like, no. So that has been one big obstacle to achieve a lot of things, especially when it comes to things like traveling and all of that. If I
Yeah.
want to travel here, I'll have to ask some 50 people. One of them says no, it's just going to get all. So yeah, that I think as I grew up, I've realized that okay, some of those concerns are real, but there are also things you can do to take control of them. So yeah, I think it just makes you more realistic as you grow up.
And now I think I have a lot more freedom to dream. It's the time that I literally feel that okay, you can dream or you have to dream. So that has been a change over the years.
I think I remember Asnata once saying so. For I think most of you would know who Asnata is. She has been on our podcast before. I think Asnata one time said that as she grew up, her dreams became a lot more defined into little moments. When she was smaller, it was all very fantasy kind of, very like big, huge dreams. And when she started growing up and she became a mother, for her, a small trip, that's where actually traveling makes sense also. A small trip was her biggest dream. So I think today why she couldn't attend also is because she's on a trip that she has wanted to
Trip,
go for
yeah.
a very long time. And yes, she just texted me and said, I'm having a campfire. So I think that is how dreams have changed for her. So with traveling also, the main problem was now she has gone with a girls only group. So there are groups which are being formed these days, many travel packages for just girls. Though there is a different perspective on it, I think it is easy, as Hiba said, it's easy to get permissions and stuff when it's an only girls thing to go.
Yeah.
And you also feel comfortable for some people, especially when you come from very restricted backgrounds. Going in a girls only trip does help. What are the major like difficulties or something you faced when you're randomly walking in a street at night or something? I'll share what I felt. Okay, so I don't know how many of you have done, but I have literally pretended having a call on phone while you walk on a street, even if you don't actually have anybody calling you.
Yeah. We've all been there. Everyone. Like when you're walking past, especially
No,
those
I'm not.
omnivans.
I'm
If
not.
there's an omnivan next to you, it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
I think that's just how we've grown up in that fear, and it's just in us. Like I see an omnivan, I'm going to run the opposite direction. Or like if I see a group of people standing there on an empty street, I'm gonna get so conscious. I'm not gonna be able to walk past without being super scared. Right. That comes from the experiences also.
Yeah, true. I think there is a small video lag in Hiba's video. It's
Yeah.
fine, but we'll go across
Let's
just.
go. I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yes. So what about you, Naimata? What did you feel about traveling, probably alone as a female?
Well, I have not traveled much alone. I think all I can remember is my first trip alone was from Ernakulam to Trivandrum in a train, in an early morning train. That was my first, somewhere I traveled alone, you can say, means, literally alone. But then, as you said, walking down the street and going here around Ernakulam, I never felt anything as in, discomfort or something. Even if when I walk alone, I've never faced anything so far. Touch wood. uh, yeah, but as when you think, in the other side, it's not that safe for our girls in our place to go around. But I am sure that many of might have faced a lot of issues. For an example, one of my colleague here, you just imagine it's happening in Doha. Okay, she was in a metro station and there was some random guy staring at her, walking behind her in the metro station. You just imagine that is happening in Doha. So, but touch wood, I think I have not felt anything so far. And I think when I traveled from Ernakulam to Trivandrum, there I stuck somewhere. I thought, like, should I go or not go? But then I thought, okay, this is the time I should take at least a step to travel alone and see how it goes. And then I did. It was fantastic, actually. I was absolutely happy doing that.
I've never done
Yeah.
that. I'm feeling so bad about it.
You have to do it very soon because at
Yeah, you
least
have to do it.
I am on the other side. What Naimita said, I have had experiences very bad while I was traveling around. Probably because it's India. Come on, we have to be real about it. So I remember traveling by bus, and the main safety issue is, you're not doing anything in the bus. You're not even standing. You're having a seat reserved for you. You're sitting somewhere, and in between the seats, so the seats are like this, right? So you have a gap inside. So in
Yes.
between the seats, they try to put their feet, and
Mm.
like
Yeah.
when you say to them, they'll be like, we were asleep, we didn't know about it, and you can't say much about it. So there's a lot we have to go through while we are traveling. So if you are with your, probably if you have your husband or your father or your brother with you, if they'll not be as much irritating as they do.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think one way in which you learn is you learn to find how you can react. Reaction doesn't always have to be getting up and telling them and all of that. That will
Yeah.
probably not work out or make sense in, because you're traveling alone at the end of the day. So at that moment, what I and my friend did was to inform the conductor of the bus that there is this person behind us who's troubling us. Not everybody in the bus is are bad, so there'll be good people also. So what he did was he tried to shift them into a different seat and put some ladies in behind us. Problem is sorted. So you don't have to always be angry and shout
Mm.
everything or all of that. But then these subtle reactions, no, it speaks in big volumes. They are being changed into a seat. The whole bus have seen them being changed. The thing is done. Like you have done it without even saying anything. Even recently, one of our ConnecTree members itself did share it to me. I would not like to take her name. She shared it very personally when she was being touched very badly in a public transport, and then her mother was with her, so she felt like she couldn't say much because probably her mother will feel bad about it if she raised her voice. And then she came back home, and and her cousins were also speaking about why you didn't say anything and all of that, and she felt very guilty of not doing anything, and she shared it with me. So I was also saying this is not just uh, a single person thing or an once in a while thing. It happens like every, and that's the reason why we are not being permitted to travel alone also.
Yeah. We don't know what just happens, in a bus or a car or however mode of transport we are using. We just
Yeah.
don't.
So going back to the last thing we discussed, okay, we spoke about how our dreams evolve, right, as we grow and stuff. My question is, as we grow, are our dreams becoming smaller, or are we becoming more realistic? What's the thing? Like, because obviously, when we're kids, everyone wants to become an astronaut. Everyone wants to become a pilot. We all
Yeah.
have dreams that are like way beyond things that we can actually. I mean, things which we ultimately achieve, right? What's the
Mhm.
what drives that change in in your dreams as you grow up?
I think it is the want of, something to become true so that we are truly happy. We know we have achieved something, because right now my dream is to do my masters, and I have that urge to, do that. And next step is also there for that. So first step is that to complete my masters, take my masters.
Yeah.
So that's been in a while, for the past few months, it's been catching me like anything. I mean, it's not letting me go. It's always coming back to me. Whatever obstacles comes, I say, okay, now I don't think so, I should do that. But then later it comes again and again, and it keeps repeating. So that is something I'm sure that I should do it. I know that if I need to reach there, something I wanted to do very dearly, I know that this step is a must. So I think it's not that we are we are being realistic, and at the same times, it's okay that even if we dream beyond our limits or whatever you say, I think it's okay to always dream big, small, whatever it is. Dream is always a dream, so that we know that something we can achieve, something we may not be able to achieve. Then also it's okay, just dream it. Somewhere or the other day, you will be able to achieve it. So this dream, I really hope it happens either this year, next year. Yes, I just hope it comes true, because it's there always with me. In however way I try to avoid it, because I know it costs a lot. I need to travel. I need to do so many things, and my job is coming my way. So everything is, I see difficulties, but it's just not letting me go. I think that is the beauty of a dream.
Yeah, I think it's not us becoming more like, it is in a way us becoming realistic, but we are not leaving our big dreams
Exactly.
aside. I think there are we are actually trying to cut down that big dreams into smaller chunks and adding in what all we have to in between. So if I take the example again, I think one major thing that puts us back, and the first priority of all dreams, is that we need to be financially independent. We need money. That comes from somewhere. If you want to, if your dream is to travel, if your dream is to go somewhere, if your dream is to get something, you want to do anything, the first thing you'll think is, okay, I don't want to ask my parents or anybody who's around me for money. I need to make that money myself. I think for that reason, we start becoming a little realistic.
Yeah.
And then we still, once you are financially settled, once you are financially independent, you start taking all those big dreams back. And you feel like, okay, now I can do this maybe. Okay, now I can get that car, or I can get this thing. So it starts, I think those big dreams just comes back to you once you get settled with the first few things.
Yeah. So let that big dream be there, and in between, have the smaller dreams also. It might connect, it may not connect, whatever it is. Keep fulfilling that small dreams as well. So it's okay to dream whatever you want. So just dream and do it. So ultimately, we're gonna be there with that big dream, definitely.
So, since Fida mentioned financial independence, right? How, like, I'm literally going to ask you in a very blunt manner, how important is it for you to be financially independent in spite of your parents, your siblings, whoever is supporting you, everyone is there for you. How important is it for you as a woman to be financially independent in order to achieve your dreams? And whether, if you don't have your own money, if you're not financially secure, will your dreams get altered? Will you have to compromise on your dreams just because you are depending on someone else?
And I think Hiba can go that first.
Yeah.
I haven't started earning yet, which is why I'm like, how important is it? I need motivation.
Come on, Raj.
I think it
Siddharth.
is very, 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 very important. I'm actually specifying on the very 100 times, because how much you depend on a person also, no? Even if you don't compromise on your dreams, you get money from your parents or from your partner or from anywhere, okay? That complete feeling of achieving your dream just with your own money will never be there. Okay, so once you have certain an amount of money, like Naimata said, she wants to do her masters, so she can easily probably get some money from her parents and then go for masters, and she can also earn money and make it and go for masters. There are two options. Now, which of these options will make her feel more more content, and like as she achieved that dream? Okay, they'll always remain this doubt, this thing in our head that, oh, poor parents, they have paid for this, oh shit. That otherwise, whatever happens, we are accountable. It's us, it's done and dusted there. Even if something wrong happens also, it's our money that's going. Even if good happens also, it's our money. So being financially independent, even if you are from a well-to-do family, even if your partner is also doing really well, it's very important for you to have that respect for yourself, to have that money. I won't say achieving dreams, forget achieving dreams. You are staying somewhere, you have to pay a rent of your house. When it is done by all the people, like if you can contribute to the rent, if you can contribute to everything that is being done without being dependent on, I really can't, at this point I can't really imagine asking someone for something I want. Like if I want to go and buy something, it is so hard for me to go and say, see, I need to buy this, can you give me money, can you lend me a little money? That's very hard for me right now.
Also, I think, some or the other day when we when we take money or whatever financial help from others or from family, one or the other day we are answerable for them, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
need to answer them for every question. So why do we do that when you know that you can achieve or you can make money of your own? Okay, take help. I don't say don't take money, but then major part of it we can do it, right? So I think it's always important to have a financial stability of our own, so
I
that
think more than financial independence, also, like many of the girls today are actually trying to get there, and many of us are working, which is a very good change. I
uh,
think one thing that we still, even after being financially independent, also one thing that the female community is not really knowing about is they're not having a say in the financial matters, even if they are earning
that is also there.
And
inside a
financial
household.
Mhm. And financial management is also something we have to
Yes.
really know. Like, okay, you can earn lakhs, but How are you spending that lakhs?
I think, you know what, in a household, there are many ladies who are working, who are earning themselves, but I doubt how many of them would be knowing the rate of tomato or onion in the market, because they are not who are going and buying it. They often give the money and then they'll buy it. So these are little things probably, but then once your life comes into an area where you have to handle all these alone, you just start becoming so like, how do I manage all that? I don't know how much it costs. I could be easily yeah, you could lose a lot of money in that process of learning.
Yeah.
And even when it comes to, I'm talking from a relationship point of view. So if you have a partner with you, again the same thing happens. Even if you are earning money, I know a lot of people who give their whole salary to their partners just because they are dealing with the financial stuff. Okay, so I get what they are meaning to do. There's no problem as in such things, but then you also need to know how to get your money. So I always say this to my partner also, that I regret one thing in life, that is not getting a job, not doing a proper job before my marriage. I got into my first job after my marriage. So what happens is always it's the combined money.
Mm.
Okay, so the thing that we need to have our money and then handling it ourselves just for us, that phase didn't happen. So
Yeah.
once you are, even with your family also, I guess if you're the only member of your family, obviously you'll have to take care of your siblings or your parents or something like that. But then you have to know how to take care of that money. You should not put that money into someone's hand and say, you manage it for me. That is also a big issue that we have.
Think that we should never do that. Learn to manage by ourselves. We might
Yes,
make mistakes, but learn to handle it.
true.
Not safe to give it to other person and let them manage our money. I don't think so. That idea works for a long time. No.
I think I have a question, since we both are working, and Hiba has just finished her studies and she's officially a doctor and all ready to work. What are your expectations regarding the money you'll get, like the first salary you'll get or the first earning you'll make? Yeah. As a girl, what is that first priorities that come into your mind?
You want expectations? Like,
Just tell your
Yeah.
priority.
Yeah. How do you feel about that first earning? What are your
same
plans with it, or how do you planning to manage with it?
which is why I need a proper session from Aisha. I wish she was here for this session. Like every
I
point we were
I
talking, I'm
I
like,
think we
she
need to take a session from Aisha for money
definitely.
management.
Definitely. Because that's something I know I don't know how to manage money, because the minute, even all this while my parents have been giving me money, I know it's just empty. My bank balance is zero by the end. So I was like, okay, I need to learn how to manage this. Otherwise, I won't be able to survive on my own. Which is why I think that's something we need to learn even before we start earning. So that when we get money in our hands, we don't like experiment and then lose it all and then come back and realize, oh, this is where I went wrong. Right. So how
Yeah.
do you people manage your money? Like, do you have like this
I,
set percentage for this much percent for
it's
that? Like, how does?
yeah, and not in percentages as such, because my income is again not the same every month. I work on my own, so it's different every month. So I can't decide as in this much I'll save or this much I'll not save. But I'll make sure that there is an emergency fund always, and that emergency fund I'll not touch even if something really worse happens. Also, I'll manage it. I'll try not to touch it, because you never know when a hospital case will come or when you will need a real money in emergency. You'll never know. So that is one thing that was my first priority. That's the reason why I asked you about also. What is the first thing that comes into your mind? So for me, when I first started getting salary, it was to create an emergency fund there, which will help me in times of this emergency thing. Plan of planning and organizing, be it my work, be it the menu for the week. I'll have plans for everything. I'll have the menu made for the week. I'll go that weekend to buy just exactly what I need for that menu. So it's all planned. Okay. So even for the budget also, I have I have a card in India, I have a bank account in India, I have a bank account in Dubai. I'll write it down. And since me and my partner are together handling the financials, his card things that are okay. So he has put the whole financial budgeting thing on me because I'm good at this. Okay, so he has just given it to me. His salary details, his account savings, everything. He'll let me know. I'll plan out. what I need for grocery for a month, what I need for the rent. So these are basic utilities. That is the first managing thing that you'll do, because you're living alone. Then you'll have rent to pay, you'll have electricity bills, you'll have water bills, you'll have your transportation charges. So these are fixed kind of things when you start earning. So these all you can actually consider as it's all gone. Then the rest is there. Once from that rest, you can decide whether you how much you want to save and how much you want to spend. Now, what I have been doing is, since I had a big goal in front of me, as Naimata said, yes, this master's thing was there in front of me. I have been not spending much. I've been saving all the rest apart from my utilities. I've been saving the rest into my account, which has helped. It has took probably 2 years, but then that amount, I know that I've made out of my earnings. So it depends on what you want in life. According to that, you can start managing. If you want to go on a trip also, probably you want to go a trip the next month. Then the previous month itself, try cutting down on your expenses if you are doing something. Or you have a festival coming up and you need to buy a lot of gifts for your people. Then again, the 2 months before, you'll start cutting down. So it's all about that balance.
Yeah,
The
I'm
savings
very
and the
poor in
expenses.
managing money. I'm very, very poor in managing money. So now what I've started is if I'm getting a 10,000 real salary at home, I say I get only 8. So that 2,000 reals, what I do is I put it in my bank account and let it be there. So
Yeah.
as Raju said, I don't touch that money. No matter what, we don't know what comes next. So I keep that there. Now, as I have something in front of me, what I do is I send a certain amount to my bank account in India, so that that money stays there, and whatever left is with me is with me. So in that goes my rent, my utilities, and everything goes in that. And in for some month, if I want to do something extra, which I'm gonna do this month, so that also I've kept that money for me, so that that is safe there. So I love buying earrings a lot. So this time I buy 3 earrings. So I think I don't know. So so my money management is now in that way, because I keep a certain amount with me for my emergencies here, and some certain amount I send to India, so that when my mom asks me for about the course, then I should say that I have this much amount with me, and I'm gonna take from you the rest, maybe as a debt or something. I'll have to definitely take, but then I'm making sure that I have a certain amount with me, so that it's not burden on her a lot. So that's what I'm trying to do now. So there is no percentage thing, as Hiba said, because it doesn't work for me in that way. So what I do is, I don't know, I just learned that process now, so that I think it's working out in a smaller way. So it's going on, yeah. So that's my way to manage money.
So I would love to add something about not just managing, like, yes, that is definitely the first step. Saving is definitely the first step of financial management. But one thing that we girls and ladies don't do much is how to scale your money that you have. So you can't just keep saving. You will have to learn to invest in stocks or in trades or anything, and then grow that money also. That is
Yeah,
another part that many of us don't know. We always save up a lot, and
exactly.
we even
Yeah.
even gold is a good investment to
Yes.
start with, which is very easy. So if you have a little money, you can buy probably gold coins and keep it, because after a few years, it will be double the amount that you had.
I think many of us, even me, I don't know so much of investment plans, how to do it. I think we need somebody to teach us on that. In Outlook, we do Kuri and all now. I'm a part of
Yeah.
that. So some amount goes there. So
Yes.
that is the only, what do you say, extra investment, I would say. That is the only thing I have. I don't know much about the investment plans, about the money, and I have no idea about that.
I had a question in mind. Like, what do you think? So we as kids, I think both boys and girls had the same dreams. Okay, it started getting different when we started growing up. So what do you think as kids? Probably we could do to the girls' children who are growing up, to make them more financially aware. I'll 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 tell an example. Okay, so for example, in our household, especially here and all, the boy, if you're having a brother, he goes out to get things. okay, to get the grocery items, or even to for any bank related things, always the brother here or the father here goes. So what happens is we are not aware of it. So from my point, I think the first step you could do is show them like what is being done. Like send them also to buy groceries. Or if you are going to buy groceries, tell them, okay, this is the price. This is how it happens. It's per kilo. That is one thing that could probably change. What do you think about how can it be inculcated while they are children itself?
I have a sister. മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞാൽ നല്ല മടിച്ചാണ് അവള്. And she is not interested to go to all these banks. Uh, when she was in her early 20s, she was not at all interested in doing all that. So I used to tell her that you go learn, then only you will know something. And she never did that. And once she got married, when she came to Doha and she was here, and then she realized, and she told me that, Dada, I need to work, I need to save money. How I said that, see, these are the things you should have planned a bit more. You have a very well civil engineering degree in your hand. You could have easily done that, but you never did. Now coming here and saying that you want to earn money, you want to know about money, and I told her I myself is just learning. I don't even know, how to manage money or how to, do the expenses and earnings and all this stuff. I really don't know. So there is no point of asking me. So looking at her, I would say, as Saju said, we need to send our girls also out, let them handle their money, let them learn how to spend money, how to save, even not in a big amount, at least a 10 rupees or 50, 100, whatever it is, in every way let them save it. Teach them from home, make a piggy bank, let them put in there. My brother used to do here, and before yesterday, when I went to their home, I saw this huge bottle with lot of chillaras and 5 reals, for 2 reals, 1 real, and all that. And then I asked her, and she said, Papa told me to put this money there, so it's there. So that's how I think she got a amount of money. And then when she went to library that day, she took her own money, and then she said, yes, I can buy the books of my own because I got the money with me. I don't need to ask Papa. So I was very happy and glad that I think she started like a year back or something, and it's full again. And she's like, now I can buy, she's a very BTS fan, army girl she is. So she wanted to buy some album of them, and she's been saving money for that. Since then, she's saving money for that, and now it's a huge amount. She's like, I'm gonna buy BTS things now. I don't want to ask to anybody. So she knew that she had a goal, that it was her BTS army things she need to buy. So then that is the trick, when Ikaka told her to save money, and Ikaka told her that when you do this, you can buy that. And then she started doing it, and then she has bought that thing happily day before yesterday. And she's like, she just sent me a picture and like, yeah, I bought it. I'm like, good. So I think our girls need to, from a very young age, they need to be taught, like, save money, no matter how much it is. Just try to, learn, manage, and stuffs like that.
For me, I was the eldest child here, so I went to the grocery store. I did everything. I did everything. All my brothers, like normally the boys would do. I was the eldest here. But for me, what really worked was watching the people in my house. Like my mom has been a full-time working woman since the time even before I was born. So I've watched her and I've grown up watching her. So I can't even imagine a situation where you have to ask your partner for money. Like, because it's never been that way over here. It's always been mom has her own money, especially nowadays. Like, if I have an argument with my dad, I always know I can go ask my mom for money. I don't have to depend on, like, so I know because of this, I know how important it is. Like, if you don't have, and I noticed the difference in the way people treat you when you have your own money versus when you are completely dependent. So that is very important. Like when as you grow up, how you see the women in your house also makes a big difference. Like you don't have to be working, even if you're not working. How independent you are in general things, in like day-to-day activities also play a
Ah,
big role on the child as they grow up?
I think yes. Again, same thing. I also grew up in a house where my mother is also working, so it was always combined earnings. So again, the same thing about going to work and all didn't seem very alien to me because I've been seeing it all through my life. So I
wait.
knew I'll have to work, and I think before some I'm talking about getting into a married life. So if you're getting into a married life, again that was one, and I've heard people asking that okay, if this is if he allows, I'll go. Okay. So I'm not talking about so there is this scene in where he asks no Farhan Akhtar asks in a movie. There's
Ah.
the yeah the a very strong scene that I think we have all watched it together once also. The scene where he says, "You cleared my point. You don't have to permit her or you don't have to allow her to go to work." So yes, if we are safe, if we know we are doing the right thing, I'm not saying that you have to just go and like full on rebellious attitude. I'm not saying that. But then if it's right, if you think you are right and you think you are doing the right thing for you and the family, then I think it's good. But I'll be honest about what happened in my case. So that this is something that have been bothering me also. Okay, since I have started my business and have started to earn, and people have kind of tried guessing out how much I'll be earning and all of that. One question they have always is, what about him? Is he also a part of your business or he's working? Okay, so me doing business and him working, me being I'm not even comparing, but it seems to people that it's a problem that if I earn more than him,
Yeah.
the whole
That is
relationship will
still
not
there
stick
in
around.
our society. That I think that is something which we can't change. I mean,
Yeah.
that is already there in people's mind, and I don't know how they live with that thoughts even at this time. That's really terrible.
The thing is, your partner doesn't even care about that. He's like, okay, if one day I can become your assistant, I can sit at home very freely. If you're earning that much, I'm happy to do that.
So there's one thing that I've been thinking of. Okay, so as girls, as we grow up, we are given a certain timeline for our dreams. For every dream, you want to study, okay, study till 22. After that, get married. If you want to do masters, after that, everything has a set age limit, time limit. You have to get married before 30. Otherwise, the whole basically the society does that, and to an extent, even your family. After a point, even they start getting into this. So, how do you think these timelines set by other people for girls affects their dreams? I mean, even for guys, for that matter, that timeline is there. Like before this age, you have to be financially stable. But how do you think that specifically for us, especially that age limit, that time limit that's given to us, actually plays a role?
I think why we need a time limit, because don't it like doesn't it really suffocate us from seeing a dream or pursuing it? Because I have a very good example at my house itself, and I feel very sorry for her. And they've been threatening her to get married. They've been giving, as you said, the time limit has been given. Within this time, if we can get that thing, then done. Otherwise, no, you're gonna get married. And then one day I remember she's coming to me crying and saying, "This is what they are saying, and what I'm gonna do. What am I supposed to do?" And it's sad part is that there is nothing, I can't help her, I cannot do anything for her. So I think that time limit is actually getting her nowhere, where she is just stuck upon now where she is. So I don't really think that we need to keep the time limit for dreaming and pursuing our dreams. uh, as girls, I think we should be understood more, especially by our parents, or at least from our home, without keeping this time limit. And actually, I have a friend, he's a doctor, and I call him Mika. And sometimes I really wish that her father was like him, because he always used to tell me girls should have wings, and let me help my daughter to spread her wings and fly. And she his daughter is only 7 or 8, and then from now itself he's training her to pursue her dreams. And he used to tell me that I used to ask her what is her dream. So I think, and he used to tell that this is the least I can do for her. So I don't think so that limit should be there for them, because I can see how my sister is suffering to come out of that time limit. It's very difficult for her. Then I told her that you need to work on yourself. Whatever it is, I'm there at your back. But then, if there is a time limit, do whatever you want, break the time limit, and just come out. That's all I used to say her. I'm ready to do any support for her, because as families are in very much love, I can't really help her much in from an inside way. All I can do is play it from outside. So for me also, in my case also, it was there, that limitation was there. But then I would say that limitation was the one who literally broke me up. And now I'm out of limitations, thankfully, alhamdulillah. So I used to tell her also that somehow you need to break, but then to break that, you need to work on yourself. Keep quiet and cry or just keep whining, nothing is going to happen. Just take any step, even if it's a small step, it's okay. Just take it, be brave to take that step and just come forward. It's your dream. It's something you wanted to do further in life. So just break that limit.
Especially like now I face that a lot because I did a 5-year long undergrad degree. So now in the age where everyone else is finished with their PG, I'm still at UG. And I'm just getting out to work while everyone else is done. They've been working for 2-3 years, everyone my age. So I feel like I'm in this rat race. Now if I have to do PG, it's another 3 years. I'm like 8 years of studies. When am I going to work? When am I going to earn? That kind of rat race, it's really pressurized. That adds a lot of pressure in that situation. Like you can't really dream of things because you have to finish this before I'm 28. So that I can do the rest of
something. I just need to get out for something. Is it okay?
No worries.
Yeah, no problem. We'll wind up in like 5 minutes.
But guys, it was really nice talking to you both. I think it's my first time that I'm talking so freely to both of you. Yes, I'm so happy that you came in today.
Yes, this was, we actually needed to know the perspective from Naimata also.
That's why I made it like today. We're going to do it.
So thank you so much, guys. It was really nice. I think Hiba and Haju, you both got nice questions. Yeah, I don't know how you guys make it up, but yes, it was. So I'll see you guys.
Yeah,
yes, definitely, definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye. So yes, Naimata had to leave due to personal reasons. So we'll take it from here. I think the limitations, what you were talking about these timelines and time restrictions that we have, it did bother me until you don't have your financial stability yourself. So once you start earning and you have your money with me, people kind of slowly stop asking those questions. I'll be honest, okay? So since I've crossed all those many of those milestones that people say about finishing studies, getting married, and all of that. So the next one is obviously how to get pregnant and to have a baby. So I know before people knew about how my work is and what am I actually doing, they used to ask more of it. And now that I'm more busy in my work and they know that I'm handling a lot of things alone, but questions have actually decreased. I don't know if it's like there's no point in asking her anymore, or is it because okay, she has some work to do, she's doing some serious stuff, so maybe that's why.
Are you getting too busy to answer them?
Oh, that could be also the case. Yes. So I think that's so yeah. I have another question. Okay. So let's end this up in a very simpler mode of a question. Okay. We have been talking around 1 hour now, so we'll slowly end it up. So I have this question. I wish Naimata was also here. But then, have you felt any song or a movie that you could relate as a girl who had dreams?
I don't remember a specific song, but I remember things from movies. Like, have you watched Queen?
Yes, I have.
I can relate. Like, for someone who's never traveled alone and all, I can relate to that movie a lot. And I think Wake Up Sid is everyone's.
Yes.
Everyone's.
I was about to say Wake Up Sids because just one, okay? Just that article she has written about the girl in the city. I think that will be every Indian girl's experience of being outside for the first time.
So what's your song? Specific song?
Okay, so I think the first one that comes into mind is there is this song from which is a movie. It's English something, not
English
English English. No, it's uh, I really don't remember, but
English
it
medium,
goes like ek
Hindi medium.
zindagi, yeah, ek zindagi meri, yeah, that one. So I think that song is like it's all about building your own world. Okay, it can be small, it can be big, it can have your people, it can have your emotions, but it's your world. So if your dreams doesn't look good to the world that you are in, then make that dream enough for your own world. So that is how that song goes.
It's
So yeah, that is
beautiful.
one
Yeah.
song. What about
I
you?
forgot the name. I have a song in my mind. I don't know the name of the song.
You can sing it. It'll be a nice
It's
thing to
fine.
sing it.
I will find the song and post it somewhere. I forgot the name. I'm not able to recollect the name. No
All
chance.
right, all right.
Yeah.
All right, no worries, no worries. So I think there's a lot of things being girls who dream, we all can relate to. I think some of what we have spoke, you might felt like, oh, I've been there. Oh yes, this one. Oh yes, what can we do? So maybe we'll come up again with a girls exclusive with more people over here and talk about how can we actually make the difference. Uh,
Actually, I think today we did hit all phases. Like, because three of us
yeah,
are in three different phases of life, right?
yes,
So, like, we went
exactly.
from student to medium to someone who's like fully established. It was nice. Like, let us know how this episode went.
Yeah, we'd love to know the feedbacks and we'd love to know what you'd love girls to speak about. So there'll be more definitely. There'll be more hosts definitely in the coming episodes. So we want to make this into a series kind of a thing. So probably all the problems and all these things that affect us that we've been talking about in this episode, we're probably trying to find how can we make the difference and how can we change it in the next few episodes. So probably stay tuned for that.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Until
Take
next
care.
time. Bye.